We are grateful to the court for having done justice to the good people of Pandai. All along, the NDC has been saying that there are several crooked electoral officers who are bent on stealing people's mandates.
I want to put it on record that I'm still their MP. Although, like the lawyer said, we were in court. And before we came to court, I can say for sure that for about a week, we knew that things were not going to be right. Our opponents were jubilating. They were saying all manner of things in Pandai.
Breaking news, me no kasi say idea Accra High Court say court rule say idea Pandai constituency. Say yabano cotton for idea court to say we twam elections near choir between Matthew Wapai for the NDC and then Daniel Wapai which name NDC 2024 onya 46% and after Daniel Daniel Nyindan I want to so my NPP onya 53.44 no court to say we trust abanu it one kwa to abanu for interesting I had the reason so yen our case no idea 2024 elections no MPP ejina mu NDC see you know at the end of the day MPP lose so many seats now when it check Pandai constituency idea and there was argument and answer misunderstandings about electoral commission's involvement and nothing. Pink sheets via and this one said no, says it in S1. Now a interesting say a nay case in our court and then a high court a decision about say what down say resource to near BPI out. One common quiet rerun of Pandai interesting NDC. Is it the MPP a home? It say no. Which is the difference between 53.47 and then 46.33%. Now the difference is 3,000 votes, over 3,000 votes. MPP better say, "Ama NDC say you sue state authority." Edi akoji to me na say from some Kwandaiwa na Daniel Nyindan, Matthew Nidinia Mati Nyindan, and afei NDC candidates here Daniel Wapai Yanhwe. And quite shocking. But as usual, MPP for one money now. Now NDC this point in Kakrakas and one wiki party no. It's way or the margins now too huge for NPP. So better say, I'm NDC akosa Pandai as a G seat we. Should you see Wakotia? Interested. Should you see Blakuma? Interesting. So this is a test case. MPP supposed to pay attention. The more they weaken the parliament, it's against going against the party. Now. Both sides.
Let me in the first place thank my supporters, thank the good people of Pandai, and let me put it on record that I'm still their MP. Yes. I want to put it on record that I'm still their MP. Although, like the lawyer said, we were in court, and before we came to court, I can say for sure that for about a week, we knew that things were not going to be right. Our opponents were jubilating. They were saying all manner of things in Pandai. And they were too sure that this is the judgment they were going to get. But as law-abiding citizens, I want to put on record that, yes, we respect what the judge has said. We vehemently disagree with him. I know that I won the election with a difference of 3,734. And that is a clear victory. And if you look at the pink sheets, it's on record that they've admitted that every single pink sheet was given to all the political parties. I have my 152 pink sheets. They have their 152 pink sheets. And if you put the results together, we have won the elections. For some reasons, powers that may be, they decided to come to court and knowing very well that maybe they'll be able to use the state's powers to overturn certain things. But I think that we are in a country that is governed by laws. And that is why the courts are arranged from a lower level to a higher level. So that when a ruling is given at a lower level and you disagree, you move to the next level, which we have done this time. We have completely filed our stay of execution. The lawyer has done that. He's filed the appeal to as well. And we think that God being so good, the next is ours. I'm not afraid, let me put on record that for a run. You see, if genuinely we have to run, we won't have a problem. But if you decide to pave your way through, because you think that you are in government and you can use state powers to be able to coerce the people to vote for you, that's where we have a difficulty. In any case, he came to court with 41 polling stations. And these 41 polling stations are areas that I won with huge margins. But they realized that if they get the judgment for even the 41 police station, they were going to lose it straight away. So for whatever reason, the judge said that we're going to have a rerun. But we respect it. We have gone to the appeal court. We filed stay of execution, and we will take it from there. It is an interesting story, okay? Because it has never happened before. This is the first time something like this has happened in Ghana. And it should tell all of us that we are not safe. We are not safe. We need to sit up as a nation, because if the executive can directly come, and you saw the court today, even the regional minister himself was what was in court. Almost everybody who matters was in court, and that completely told me that Yale, what you are sensing is what is going granted. We believe that the petition was frivolous, but the court has decided otherwise. So we respect the decision of the court, but we strongly disagree with the judgment. And we have already shown our aggrievement by filing a competent notice of appeal. And we've added a motion for stay of execution. As a lawyer, if you have picked certain information that judgment will be compromised, you prepare. So you come for the judgment with a notice of appeal in your pocket. And that was exactly the decision that is affirmed, because we knew that was what was going to happen. So it's not even surprising at all. And so the only fight left for us is to follow the due process of the law. And that is by filing a notice of appeal. This is my notice of appeal dated 24th November 2025 at 10:04. The motion for stay of execution is dated 10:13. Now, the petitioner has been served with the process and he decided to throw it away. But that's proper service. In law, if they serve you a process and you throw it away, the bailiff will only go and prove service by saying that you were served but you threw the process away. And that's even contempt of court. But that's for another day. But all I want to say is that we have accepted the decision, we respect it, but we disagree. And that is why we are marching forward to the Court of Appeal, where we believe that they will review the evidence on the record. For example, the record is that everyone was given a copy of the pink sheet. Now, the evidence on the record is that there was violence at the initially designated collation center, which is Pandai. And now, once there was violence, the EC has the right to relocate the collation center. Now, regulation 48 of CI 127 says that the absence of a candidate and his agent at the collation center does not invalidate the results. So, if you came to court saying that there were issues with 41 police stations, what is the result of the collated, figures for those police stations that were not having issues? The NDC couldn't answer this in court. Now, they said that the affected police station 41, that the total votes is about 500. Now, commonsensically, if you take that 500 votes and add it to the petitioner, he will still not win the elections. So on what basis would a court annul results when elections are held at the police stations and won at the police stations? But as I said, we normally say the law is in the bosom of the judge. That doesn't mean the judge is necessarily right. And if you are dissatisfied as a party, that's why there is a hierarchy. You climb the next ladder, which is the Court of Appeal in the instant case.
Etibra MPP candidate on the currently on the MP Matthew Nyindam. What church him? And on the NDC candidate now say rep na High Court. Computer man. One also and then the lawyers any NDC for so babechirim. Say MP for any Elisi any we abenum. To omono aba this time around seat number J. So it's interesting. Omo lawyer so kasai. So today said the NPP MP current MP Nika say Wamako Supreme Court and as appeals court for stay of execution. Na and so no that processing now until your court on different stages of court. But and this one to say this time they'll use any government machinery to intimidate the people. And I'm passes on my track. This is a second time, my third time idiot. Yenhe. And young the NDC part also from High Court. Now said almost so who are some no one the Babon thing.
We are grateful to the court for having done justice to the good people of Pandai. All along, the NDC has been saying that there are several crooked electoral officers who are bent on stealing people's mandate. And one of it is what has been exposed today. We said it time and again that the seat of Pandai was the seat for the NDC. They rigged the election, and we've been saying it time and again that we will continue to expose crooked electoral officers who will continue to rig election. We will stop them. We will make sure that the NDC will prevent such rigging machinery of the then NPP and their crooked collaborators in the Electoral Commission. Clearly, the CI 127, if you look at Regulation 43, 1A up to H, spell out how collation of parliamentary election is done. You collect results based on two forms. We have from 1C and then from 1D. You assemble the results from 1C and then put the summaries on from 1D and declare the results. This was not done. They didn't do that. They just organized themselves, ran to Tamale, cooked some results, and announced Nindam as a parliamentary candidate elect. This is what they did. And that is why we made sure that we follow through the process. The NDC is the most lawful political party in Ghana. We didn't use lawless means to get this verdict. We made sure that we follow through the process, and we have gotten favorable judgment. I can assure you, we are appealing to our opponents, the NPP. They shouldn't come for the by-election because we will hand them some heavy defeat. If they will still if they still want to have some kind of respect to the good people of Ghana, they should chicken out how they chicken out in Tamale Central. Otherwise, our election machinery, you can see my regional minister is here, my presidential staffer, my candidate is here. We are going home. I'm sending the verdict back to National Secretariat. We are going to prepare. They've given us 30 days. We are ready. Even tomorrow, we are ready for it. We are going to make sure that the seat will return to NDC within 30 days. We are happy. We are grateful to Pandal people for their patience. We assure them that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will continue to do the goodies for them. We'll continue to do whatever we are doing and to make sure that proper representation of NDC is done in the Pandal constituency. We are grateful.
For us, our case before the court was very simple. We had a rogue electoral commission district electoral officer who decided to abuse discretion. Now, what is important, and that why this case is significant, is that at every district election collation center, there are certain rights that are preserved for the candidates. Now, when the polling station closes, you move to the district collation center, and that's the parliamentary collation center, and certain things can be done there, including asking for a recount of even the polling station. Now, when you say that there are disturbances at the collation center, the law is clear that you either adjourn it to the next day or you can adjourn it even for a week. But you don't relocate the district or redesignate the collation center without notice to the participating candidates. And then you, when you were brought to court, decide that you are going to support one side against the other, making allegations that the petitioner was involved in busing hooligans to the place to come and destroy property and also to engage in acts which were inconsistent with the election laws. When the district election officer was put in the box, he could not even point one, even his own videos, to show that indeed the petitioner had done any of those things. So clearly, our point was very simple. The failure to notify the petitioner of the relocation and redesignation of the collation center meant that clearly there was no way he could have participated in the collation and to be able to exercise his right which included serious irregularities which we brought to the court. So in the fairness of the entire thing, including the ample evidence that there was complete destruction of the biometric verification system and all that, the only alternative would be to rerun the election. And so we are very happy that the court has ordered that within 30 days, the election should be rerun. The power and the sovereignty lies with the people. It is for them to decide who their MP is. And you cannot be a beneficiary of such an incident and call yourself an MP. That is out of the question. So the alleged MP, who has now been clearly exposed as not being the MP elect, was a beneficiary of a rigged system by the district election officer. And I will appeal to the petitioner and the NDC election committee to ensure that that district election officer does not return back to that position, because he can cause mayhem in this country if he's allowed to do